Hey, it's Aaron. Today I want to talk about the 2025 Mazda CX-5. That rhymes. It's because I said 5 twice. Anyway, the CX-5 shouldn't be confused with Mazda's CX-50. Most of us, when the CX-50 showed up, thought that it was going to replace the CX-5, but so far it has not, because the CX-5 is very popular. There's a reason for that. It's because it is so very well done, so upscale on the interior without the corresponding price tag to that, and it's just a great vehicle. This generation of the CX-5 came out in 2017, so it is a little bit old, but that doesn't really show up. It doesn't feel old. Everything about it, from the design to the interior to everything else, just feels like it's current. It's all there. Everything is good. The only big downer to the CX-5 is a downer to most Mazdas, and that's the kind of command knob interface with the confusing up and down twisty menu thing. But you get used to that pretty quick. If you own one of these, that won't be a problem within the first week of owning it. So the 2025 CX-5 only has 2 trim levels. There's the 2.5S and the 2.5 Turbo. And the difference between them, if you couldn't tell by the names, is one is turbocharged, one is not. The base level engine is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, makes 187 horsepower. It's okay for this. It does get high fuel economy. I don't remember what the EPA rating is, but I know that when I drove it, it was over 28 miles per gallon. So that's pretty good considering I'm at very high altitude, 6,400 feet here. So that was pretty good. The turbo is the better option though. With the turbo model, you're getting 256 horsepower, and your fuel economy should be anyway, very consistent across, because turbo means the altitude and the amount of oxygen in the air doesn't matter nearly as much. The turbo is also just a lot more fun to drive. You get way more torque. You get almost double the torque. It goes from 186 in the base model to 310 in the turbo model. So very much worth looking at that, as well as and your fuel economy is still good. I managed to get 27 out of this, so I think most people can see something along those lines with this. Price tag is a pretty big concern though, because if you're buying the 2.5S, that starts at about $30,000. To get into the turbo, you're going to have to go up to 37-ish, a little under that. So that may be a bit of a thing for some people. That's a $7,000 difference there, almost $8,000. So that may be an issue for some people, but it's also moving up in trim level by doing that, so you get a lot more equipment with that higher price as well. As far as performance and feel, whether you get the base model or the turbo, the CX-5 is one of the best handling on the market. In fact, in my opinion, it handles better than the CX-50 sibling. The CX-50 is not the same in most ways, so they're comparable in some ways, but not others. There really aren't any competitors to the CX-5 anymore. Most of them have gone the uber efficiency route, so most of them are aiming towards being efficient, not fun. Whereas the Mazda kind of finds that middle ground there. To get a similar performance option, you kind of have to go into the luxury or premium makes. So you're going to spend a little more money. That's probably the greatest appeal of the CX-5, is the fact that it's right sized. It's a compact, small in size, so it's not tiny compact, but it's not quite a mid-size. It's kind of in that smaller range, and it's just a very nicely done interior with plenty of room in all the seats and in that cargo space. So very hit the mark on that point. And then it's just nice to drive. It feels fun most of the time, which is unusual for vehicles in this class today. So that's definitely the high point of the Mazda CX-5. and I'm glad to see it's still around. It is due for a new generation, so we could see that soon, but I really like this 2025 Mazda CX-5. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. So this has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.